Space systems armed. T-minus 10 seconds. Go for main engine start. 7, 6, 5. 3 engines up and burning. 3, 2, 1. And liftoff of Space Shuttle Discovery, beginning America's new journey to the moon, Mars, and beyond. And the vehicle has cleared the tower.
Miles per hour. Altitude 12,000 feet. This is a view from a camera mounted on Discovery's external fuel tank. 3 engines on Discovery are now throttling down to 2/3 throttle to prepare the spacecraft to pass through the area of maximum air pressure and go supersonic. Since launch, Discovery speed now at 900 miles per hour.
Discovery Houston, go at throttle up.
Discovery, just go with throttle.
All systems remain go for Discovery. Altitude now 9 miles, 6 miles northeast of the launch pad. Minutes since launch, Discovery's already consumed more than 2.25 million pounds of propellant. It weighs less than half of what it did at liftoff. Speed now 2,000 miles per hour. Altitude 18 miles, 14 miles northeast of the Kennedy Space Center. Standing by now for burnout and jettison of the twin solid rockets. Booster officer confirms clean separation of the solid rocket boosters. Discovery now in its 3 main engines, second stage. Speed now 3,030 miles per hour. Altitude 33 miles, 40 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center. Discovery's orbital maneuvering system engines are now firing to assist its climb to orbit. They'll fire for about 2 minutes and 19 seconds. This again a view from camera on the external fuel tank for Discovery.
Discovery Houston, 2 engines, Zaragoza.
Discovery is 2 engines, Zaragoza.
That call that Discovery could perform a transatlantic landing at a Spanish Air Force base in Zaragoza, Spain if required. 3 engines continue to operate well. All systems in good condition. Altitude now 254,000 feet or about 48 miles. Discovery speed 4,500 miles per hour. 85 miles northeast of the Kennedy Space Center. About 5 minutes left until cutoff of Discovery's 3 main engines. Discovery's altitude now 59 miles. Speed 5,500 miles per hour.
Discovery Houston, negative return.
Discovery is negative return.
That call confirming Discovery's gained too much speed and altitude to return to a landing at the Kennedy Space Center if that were required. All systems remain go for Discovery. Just over 4 minutes to cut off of the main engines. During that time, Discovery will more than triple its current speed to reach the 17,400 miles per hour required to achieve Earth orbit. Discovery 200 miles northeast of the Kennedy Space Center now. Altitude 65 miles. Speed 6,700 miles per hour.
Discovery Houston, press to ATO.
Discovery is pressed to ATO.
That call indicating Discovery could reach a lower than planned but safe orbit on only 2 engines if needed. All 3 engines continue to operate well at full throttle. Speed now 8,000 miles per hour. Altitude 67 miles, 300 miles northeast of the Kennedy Space Center.
Discovery Houston, single engine, ops 3.
Discovery is single engine ops 3.
Discovery can perform a transatlantic landing on only 1 engine if required. All continuing to go well. Altitude 67 miles, 350 miles northeast of the Kennedy Space Center. Discovery speed now 9,200 miles per hour. Discovery is rolling to a heads-up position now to assist its performance as it finishes its ascent to orbit.
Discovery Houston, press to MECO and single engine Zaragoza 104.
Press to MECO and single engine Zaragoza 104.
Those calls that Discovery could reach its planned orbit on only 2 engines if needed. All 3 continue to operate well at full throttle. Just under 2 minutes to cut off of the main engines now.
Discovery Houston, we see a nominal shutdown plan. You will be go for the +X and go for the pitch maneuver.
Nominal shutdown plan, go for the +X and go for the pitch maneuver.
Good copy.
About a minute and a half to cut off of the main engines. Those calls confirming that the crew is go to do a +X maneuver after jettison of the external tank to clear.
Discovery Houston, single engine press 104.
Single engine press 104.
+X maneuver to clear the tank, and also then a pitch maneuver that will provide handheld photography by the crew through the windows of the vehicle of the external tank after it's jettisoned. 1 minute to cut off of the main engines now. Discovery speed 13,300 miles per hour. Altitude 65 miles, 615 miles from the Kennedy Space Center. Discovery's 3 engines are now beginning to throttle back to prevent the spacecraft from experiencing forces in excess of 3 times that of Earth's gravity as it continues to accelerate. Speed now 14,800 miles per hour, altitude 63 miles, 700 miles northeast of the Kennedy Space Center. 30 seconds to cut off of the main engines. Discovery speed now 16,000 miles per hour. Standing by for cutoff Discovery's 3 main engines. Booster officer confirms main engine cutoff for Discovery. Standing by now for jettison of the external fuel tank. Live television as Discovery jettisons external fuel tank. All normal with the cutoff of Discovery's main engines. Discovery performing a maneuver to fire its jets and ensure clean separation from the tank.
We have a good +X maneuver.
Copy the good +X. We saw a nominal MECO. OMS 1 is not required.